Hello. Hello, I'm here. I made it. I was having difficulties, but I'm echoing. It's good. Let me mute that. Okay. I was having difficulties and I got, tell me how I sound. I tried to get, a microphone. And I got it at Best Buy, but I got the wrong one. I accidentally asked them if she could find me, and mind you, this was just like an hour and a half ago, like at 4 o'clock, about 4 o'clock. Yeah. Well, about 2 hours ago now, maybe it was almost a little before 4. I don't know. Around 4 o'clock, I was at the Best Buy trying to get a microphone for tonight. And I wanted, since I told her I'm a YouTuber, sometimes I film on my phone, but when I go live on my computer. Can you give me a microphone that will work with both? Well, my phone is not compatible to my computer. And that's what the mistake is, because it's this, which will plug into my phone, but there's no thing like that on my computer. I looked and looked and looked and looked, and then it has this adapter thing, and I'm like, oh, okay, this plugs into my computer. Well, this is the thing for that. And I was like, why did they do it that way? Why can I not? And so I can't. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can hear me well. I will try again, though, for my next live on Friday to get a microphone that just works on my, I don't really seem to need a microphone for my phone. It seems to pick up, but the sound on here is not as good. And then I have some cinnamon tea in my Wanderlust cup. And I was going to show you the box. That it's just a Kroger brand private selection. But thankfully, there's always so much to be thankful for. I started to go get you the box so I could show you the box. I'm like, I'm already late. My microphone doesn't work. And then I go to get the box and I trip, and I almost spilled this cinnamon tea on my new laptop. And thankfully I didn't. A little bit went on this part, right by the, a little bit splashed, not on my keyboard, thankfully, not on my mouse, but on this little part next to the mouse. And I was like, wow, I'm so glad I just didn't ruin my brand new computer with my cinnamon tea. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so much to be thankful for. Hopefully my sound does work. When someone comes in the chat, I'm going to ask them, how do I sound? Red's followers are called flames. And so I'm going to light my candle. And now I want to put my tea light way far away from my computer. look at this cute little thing. I'm going to have to put my whole microphone back and go back to Best Buy and get. And she told me a place to go to see if I can get my information recovered off of my external hard drive that was damaged. Oh, this little thing, we'll put this back in there too. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Best Buy and I'll take that back. I have so much stuff going on, you guys. I am overwhelmed, trying to figure life out. And yeah, so let's light the candle. Red flowers are called flames. This smells really good. It's mahogany spruce. Got it at King Supers, which might be Kroger by you, or might be Snooks. It was Snooks in Missouri and Illinois. I think it's Ralph's in California, actually. What is it in California? Tell me what the Kroger is called by you. Anybody out there? It says to watching. Hi, thank you for watching. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. So there's that. I'll play my flute. This makes me feel better. Everything is starting to make sense. Yeah. When I got the ADHD diagnosis, I was like, okay. I never thought that. My son told me he was diagnosed after I told him I was diagnosed. And I was like, okay, I get that, but how am I? I don't know. It still didn't all fit. But this makes more sense to me. And I was still going, what about the bipolar diagnosis? What did my dad have? What's going on? Turns out that autistic people, ADHD people are often misdiagnosed as bipolar. I've been watching a lot of videos, and I took an Aspie test, and it said 98% chance that I am autistic. A lot of things make more sense to me now. It seems like that might be the missing piece of the puzzle that, and my ex, while I do still think he's narcissistic, I think it's quite possible that he's autistic also. And that was really the same hand in the glove. I mean, it made it absolutely perfect. 30 years. I mean, I knew this man. The codependent person and the empath and the narcissistic person go together like a hand in a glove. And also that I think we were both just weird. And we kind of got each other. We were both kind of weird. I don't know. So I think we both maybe had that dual diagnosis thing. So I don't know. But I often thought, my oldest brother, not my oldest brother, Tim, the one that died of heroin addiction, but definitely Mark, Christopher, my brother Christopher had OCD very badly, and he was diagnosed with a number of different things that I don't think were right. He was diagnosed with the bipolar. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia at one time because he had heard voices. But he might have had some sort of dual diagnosis also, but the OCD is connected to autism. And I think he might have been autistic, and definitely my brother Paul, autistic and ADHD. My brother Paul got into my mom and dad's car when he was 3 years old and backed it partway out of the driveway. 3 years old. 3 years old. My mom loved to tell that story, and he was okay. She must have been terrified. My mom was very safety conscious. Sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes not, but about some things. But like we fastened our seatbelts, long before they started making that illegal to not fasten your seatbelts. So she made sure we fastened our seatbelts. So, but anyways, let me play this. This regulates me, so let me play you something on my flute. Want to hear a story? Before I start saying poems for you and reading poems for you. I was in band in school, and thankfully the flute is I could show you my flute case, is a small case to carry to school, and I would carry it. It didn't fit in my locker though. My locker wasn't wasn't big enough to hold my flute case, but definitely a smaller, more easier instrument to carry. I had a boyfriend in the 10th grade who played the tuba. I'm like, how do you take that thing home and practice it? Because I don't know that he had one at home, but I would carry my flute, and I have, for a tall person, I have a very small bladder, and I had to go to the restroom in between classes, and I accidentally left my flute case in the girls' room. When I realized it, I freaked out. I was like, oh man, and I went back and I got my flute. And but I later came to realize, I'm not sure what grade I was in when this happened. I think I might have been in 11th grade. So like, what is it? I'm always did they know whose it was? Or, well, that said my name on it. That's right. Yeah, they did. Guess what? I got my flute back. They stole this piece. Isn't that mean? They gave me my flute back without this piece. My mom, bless her heart, thanks, Mom, had to order one of these, and it cost almost as much as a whole flute. It was like $75 to order this part of the flute. But when that happened, I'm pretty sure it was in like the 11th grade, I realized how much I loved band. It was my favorite subject. I was so sad to have to sit there, and I couldn't participate until my order for this piece came in. So yeah, Boca Raton Community High School stories. If you are the person that stole this part of my, what the heck are you doing with that? What? Just a freaking bully. Just a freaking, that's the story of my life. A freaking bully stole this piece of my flute. But it was my fault. Always all my fault. I shouldn't have left my flute in the restroom. Right? So mean. But yeah, that's I'm like, so many things make sense now if that is the case, that I'm actually autistic, and I do plan to try to find a professional to do. Oh, and one of the I think it's the Mom on the Spectrum. She said that this psychologist that she loved, guess where they went to? She's like, oh, but she left. If you're in Denver, if you're in Colorado, she's in Denver. And I was like, so maybe but it probably won't be on my insurance. But anyways, prayers for Red about that. So anyways, when anybody comes in, if you want to try and guess how many poems I'm going to say, I'm going to count them. Let me get my journal to write that down. I need to write down how many I said. Let me see. Okay. I got my pad and paper here. So until somebody comes in, I can't ask you, how's my sound? I'm going to start with some of my own poems. This is my book. Let me know if you want it, if you want one. Or if you want one, right now I need to order more. And right now I need to find out why I can't get them for the discounted price anymore. But so it might be more. Let me know, and I will also let you know. You can PayPal, Venmo, Cash App me. I gave a lot of them away, but now I can't get them for $2.89 or whatever from Amazon right now. At least it's not saying that I can. And I don't know why. So I'm going to call Amazon and find out about that. But just let me know if you're interested, though. I will get one to you. But I may not be giving them away anymore, though. But you can PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App me. They're $14 on Amazon. If you don't want one signed by me, you can get it on Amazon for $14. Yeah. Doesn't really, they don't give me that much of that. And usually people don't buy them on there. So I don't really know how much they give me if you buy it on there. Maybe buy it on there and I'll see how much they give me of that. But anyways, that's long and winded. Sorry. On to the next thing, okay? Remember, I'm ADHD, so be patient with me. I'm starting to be patient with myself, which is really new for me, but yeah, cutting myself a break. Like, wow. Raising kids is no walk in the park. It's not for the faint of heart. I can get so overwhelmed with how many things I did wrong, how many things I wish I did differently. And I had 5 kids. That was a lot of kids for possibly 2 autistic people to be raising. It was a bit disfun. Now, like, you know, I think of my mom and dad with 7 kids. And my dad was autistic and not narcissistic, and my mom was codependent, and it was just a mess. It was just a mess. I have so many stories, y'all. That's why I need to start working on my book. I need to work on my book. So, yeah, I'm hoping to get a lot done in 2025. I am excited though about all the new things I'm learning. It's definitely going to help me going forward to know actually what is going on with me and what was going on in my family. And a lot of whys, a lot of things are making more sense to me now. So it's an interesting journey. So yeah, if you're interested in that, hang out with me and I'll let you know what's going on. Let me start out with what am I going to say first? I know. Let me say my Ginger Bee poem. Let me say my Ginger Me poem. Blondes have all the fun. They're the lucky ones. The gentlemen prefer them. It seems bad boys prefer me. Perhaps another shade of dye is worth a try. But my cousin says her red hair makes her fly. They look at her, they look at me. If he's male, we'll get it for free. She's got sass, she's got spunk. She knows that God don't make junk. They call me Red, a firecracker, they said. I no longer care what they say. What's in my heart can't be taken away. Someday my hair will fade and I'll put on a wig. And I'll let it stay gray or go white as redheads do. But the fire in my heart will burn on, and to my king I'll sing this song. His love is deeper than the ocean. He washes away my brokenness. He whispers to my heart, his love for me will never part. I got to the part where I'm supposed to say, beauty is vain, which is a verse in Proverbs 31. And I missed it and I was going on, so I didn't stop and say that. So, but beauty is vain. So that's one poem. I said one poem. I'm going to write it down. And nobody's come in here to guess yet. So if anybody comes in and anyone wants to guess, venture a guess at how many poems I can say in the next 2 hours. I don't like these little notifications. I need to get Chrome to stop notifying me, Chrome. Stop. I don't want a notification. So So that's one poem I said, and I wanted to say the one. I borrow lines from other people, and so there's one that's called Dark Horses. It's in this one. This is my old book from 2015. I have a new book of read poems that perhaps that I've been writing since I finished this one. So I've been writing for a long time, and it's called Read Poems. Read stands for Redeemed, Equipped, Delivered. I didn't want to just be copying Taylor, but that was one of the songs that inspired the Read poem, was Taylor's Read. And also Chris Tomlin's His Love Ran Red. At the cross, at the cross, at the cross. Great love ran red. Yeah, that one. Well, last Monday was Cyber Monday. This Monday, I want to know, like, what's up? You guys aren't home from work yet, or what? Where is everybody? To watching. Thank you for being here. I get more views on the replay. So thank you, everybody who's watching the replay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see how many. Oh, I'm going to guess. So I did this once before, and my Mega Mole one. Maybe he's watching. Are you watching? Hi, Mega Moles. I love you, but you are blocked. Those are the mean ones. So I do block the mean Mega Moles. Yeah, if you're going to come out and start accusing Red of stuff she's not. So it's not cool. It's not cool to do that. So yeah, they got blocked, but they won. He won before. He guessed how many poems I said on a past poetry stream, and I think only went for an hour, but I said like 13. So I'm going to try to say 26 because I'm going 2 hours. Let's see. I think it was about 13. I said one so far. I need to get going. So that's my guess. I'm going to put down Red's guess. My guess is 26. So that's giving you an idea. So you might want to guess. It might be close to that. You might want to guess 27. You might want to guess. That's my reminder to pray. Pray without ceasing, people. Pray, pray, pray. God listens. God answers. God cares. Yeah, let me say the storm poem next. That will be 2. It's about prayer. It's kind of become a theme on my channel. So my mom was a praying person, and I think that really it did work. I think my brothers lived a lot longer than they would have if my mom was not a praying person. I really think they did. Because my brother Tim, he had, more than one motorcycle accident. He was on drugs. He drank, he partied, he got on his motorcycle, and he crashed. And so, yeah, he had a piece of metal in his leg. He passed in 2005. So, yeah. He dated a woman that was older than him and had a daughter my age. Back in the 70s. Yeah, my friend Melissa, from way back then. it was crazy. And we went back in the crazy 70s. They left us at the I went to spend the night with Melissa, and later on I realized all this stuff happened when I was a kid, and I didn't realize what was going on because I was a kid. I was a kid. And so I was with Melissa at, I think her mom's house, who was dating my brother, and they went out. We stayed up all night. That was the only time we tried to stay up all night. And then later I realized, I'm like, they weren't there. They were gone. They left us home alone. Like maybe we were about like 9, or like couldn't leave her home alone, didn't want to leave her home alone and go out and party, right? Her daughter, my brother's girlfriend, but with us both together, it's like now we can leave them alone. But Melissa didn't, like, she was like, they're in the other room. They're in the other room. She's like, let's stay up all night. I think she was scared because she knew they were gone. I think she knew they were gone. I don't know. But remember the Gong Show? So my friend Melissa, she sang, and I don't know if she's there. I don't know what ever happened to Melissa. But he broke up with that girlfriend a long time ago. He had a lot of girlfriends. But remember the Gong Show? She went on the Gong Show. I think she was in a band or something when she grew up, but I didn't keep in touch with her. So I don't know what happened to Melissa. But I'm going to say my storm poem now. And it is it's in here. It's on page 26 in here, but I know it by heart. You say that no one cares for you? Well, that's not true, because I do, and God does too. Oh, that I could fix your problem. I'd mend you up. You'd no longer be stuck in that addiction or depression, the trials that come in rapid succession. But what can I do? I cannot fix you. I can't make you believe or even relieve that deep ache in your heart. Just where do I start? Don't do nothing, she yelled at me. So what should I do? Scream and shout and run about? Perhaps sit and pout? No, I'll fight a war upon my knees, and quietness and confidence shall be my strength. He keeps my prayers and my tears. Perhaps the overflow makes the rain to water all the pain upon the earth. I'll thank him for this thorn. I'll praise him even when I'm worn, because he carries me through the storm. He walks to me on the tempest sea. The rain brings life back to my dying tree. And one day through the clouds, I'll see the rainbow. So that's 2. I better get going, or I won't say anywhere near 26. I might not say 26, but that's just what I'm guessing. If I'm going to say 26, I better get going. I'm going to say the next one, which is going to be the Dark Horses one that I want to say. But then I have all these books here, like this one that was my mom's, and I want to say one from that book. I got it from my aunt, though. But right now I'm going to say the Dark Horses one, which is on page 47. 47. I wanted to say this one because I borrowed a line from C.S. Lewis. In C.S. Lewis, children's, The Chronicles of Narnia, there's a line there's a line of poetry in it where the magician's nephew, his name is what is his name? Trying to think. Diggory. I think it's Diggory. I'm thinking that's his name, Diggory. The magician's nephew. And he's in the land between the worlds. It's in sometimes they change the order of the books and you read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe first, and then it's kind of like a prequel, because The Magician's Nephew is actually before The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So sometimes they would say, read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe first. Sometimes they would say, read The Magician's Nephew first, I think. But this is where there's a bell, and it's basically daring him to strike the bell. I'm going to read you the original quote, and then I'm going to read you my poem where I use the quote. Make your choice, adventurous stranger. Strike the bell and bide the danger. Our wonder till it drives you mad. What would have followed if you had? So I took that quote, and this was about a singer that I kind of liked, and he made a pass at me, but then I realized he was married. Okay. He was married. I thought for a minute, I'm like, well, maybe he's going through a separation. Hey, hi, Brenda. Hello. It still says 2 watching. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yes. It's my hair that I get off I got a thing that I put my wig on. It's not, it's a thing I got from my sister-in-law. It's like a wig. It's like a hanger for a wig. I pulled it out of my closet. I was running late. I said at the beginning, I was trying to get this. I was trying to get this mic. So tell me how I sound, if you can hear me okay. I was trying to get this to work, and it's not right for, it's made for an Apple. It says Apple iPhones and iPads. So it's the wrong one. It doesn't work on my computer is not Apple compatible, whatever. It sounds good? Okay, good. Well, I wonder if I need one. So I was having sound troubles last time. So, yeah. So I'm going to read you this Dark Horses. I'm on the 3rd poem. Do you want to guess? Do you want to venture a guess? My guess is, I'm going to try to say 26 poems. Now I'm kind of thinking, since I keep on blabbing in between and telling stories, I guessed 26. I don't think I'm going to be able to say 26. Do you want to guess to win a book how many poems I can say in 2 hours? Well, I don't have 2 hours left. I have like about an hour and a half left. And I've said 2. I've only said 2 so far. So just throw it out there if you want to guess, Brenda. Okay, I'm going to read this one. So Dark Horses. The first line is the line I borrowed from C.S. Lewis. Strike the bell, adventurous stranger. Pretend that you don't see the danger. So you want to play with magic? Break my heart and I'll break yours. We'll match. Strike it. Walk through the fire. You won't be burned. He promised. This love will make you levitate. That's borrowed from Katy Perry. You can't guess. Defying gravity. You radiate a powerful presence like an overwhelming being. Take me to the ocean. I want to go deeper. I was afraid, then I saw your face. Now I'm a believer. Okay, that's 3. It may be more like 13. Maybe I'll change my guess. Unless I just keep venturing on, keep going. I didn't even look over this one. So this is, my mom was very into books. So autistic people also collect things. And books are what I collect. Yesterday, I counted how many books I have. And I got a bunch of my son's books from him when he moved to Oregon. And I counted, and now I have 118 books. And I think out of my 2,000 books, I only kept, I probably had like 20 books when I was traveling in my RV. That's something I want to count too, because I still have the books that I had when I was in my RV, but I just started collecting things again. You guys. My little section on Pinterest with all the stuff I had is called Look at This Stuff, Isn't It Neat? From the Little Mermaid song. Because in The Little Mermaid, she has a collection of stuff in her little cavern, and then her dad gets mad, and one of the things she has is a statue of her love, Eric. So anyways, they called me Mermaid in high school, and another funny thing about that is it wasn't, The Little Mermaid hadn't come out yet. That came out in like the 90s. This was in the 80s. They called me Mermaid, and I had hair like this. Like this. So, and I love the water too. So that's not a normal, like I always watched Paige Lael, like what? I don't know how you say her name. I don't know how you say it, but I'm probably pronouncing her last name wrong. But Paige, the autistic girl on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, and she kind of looks like my youngest daughter. And throughout my life, I've always been drawn to autistic people, and I didn't even know why. I was just like, I thought it was just because I was an empath. I would realize they were, and like, it's just weird. And like, I became friends with this van life guy, and not the guy I was crushing on, but this other guy. And I met him when I went to a meetup in Branson, Missouri. And it was just a little, weird and just a little maybe odd things. And I was like, you know what? I think he's autistic. And also the handicapped young man I used to have on my channel all the time, I'm pretty sure he is too. He has other issues. He walks with a walker and stuff. But and a lot of these people, they just sort of like sided with the bully. And then I was just like, it wasn't really that we had a really bad knockdown, drag out fight, but I just was not cool with them being okay. Like I thought I was your friend, and they made it turns out being bullied is a thing with autistic people too. It's like, hey, I guess I didn't get the clues that these people don't really like me. It's like, I thought you were my friends. What? But these weren't necessarily people that bullied me or anything, but they, just went along, don't want to rock the boat. Oh, I'm not taking sides, so it's cool with me that this person's doing this to you. And I'm like, that's not cool. And that's not my friend. You know what I mean? But just, I say that to say, like, they weren't the ones bullying me, but I'm just like, I'm not friends with them anymore. But, so anyways, that happened. And then also a channel I went to, and I met up with in Tennessee, Joy Blessed Life. And I just hit it off with Joy. And then I was like, something's odd, and then I go back to her channel that's called Smoky Mountain Blessed. It's a good channel. It's very Christian. I'm pretty sure they're Christian nationals. So that part's not cool, but I really didn't have any problem with Joy either. It was really something her husband said that was not cool with me. Actually using my like a Bible thumper, using my own poetry to thump me. And it's like, yeah, I wrote this when I was, before I deconstructed and came out of evangelicalism, and like, I'm just like a normal liberal Christian now, like my mom, right? So he was like, yeah, so that wasn't cool. But anyways, the thing that weird that I connected with Joy, and I didn't really have any problem with her, but she, again, just like, something, what is that? What, I'm like, and then she put it on her channel, Aspie, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, it's just, I'm like, it's wild. I'm like, okay. I always, and then there's a boy in the UK, young man that does YouTube, and he used to be a moderator on my channel. He doesn't come around anymore, really, but he's autistic also. And it's just like, I usually can connect with these people, and I just like, I didn't understand that it was because it's like wild. It's like so many things. Like I was saying today, I got my puzzle back there on the coffee table. You can see it's back right there. It's like a piece of the puzzle. Another piece of the puzzle, and it's like, oh, wow, I get it. So anyways, there needs to be some poems coming on that. There might be some political poems coming too, so I need to be writing, and so that's why, like, it's time consuming to go live 3 times a week for 2 hours each. It's time consuming. It says 3 watching now. Hi, thank you for being here. Thank you for everybody watching the replay. I appreciate you. So I'm going to read one from Elegy. This was a book that my mom gave to my, and which was cool. I picked up this. This is in my mom's writing in 2008 too. She passed in 2009. 2/3 of the way down, page 19. But I'm going to read this whole one on page 19. I'm going to read this whole poem. It starts out, September is, and again, this is from Elegy. September is work to the center of arguments and controversies, prejudgments and incomprehensions. What will I love if not that? That was enigma. The years of infancy, memory says, and there we are with the demon of the art of living traced on the glass of some window. In the beauty of the night of May, clear of moon to the loom of a candle, there was a design like the profile of a landscape almost abandoned, gone, but not gone yet. It's fascinating, these mysterious uncovered feelings. Enigma of an afternoon of autumn, the picture of which is a composition of the eye of my mind. Every hour that I watch this picture, I see again still that moment. Nevertheless, the moment is an enigma for me, and how much is inexplicable. The physical things hide in the architecture of the event, the enigma of a mock up, of a shadow, the spectral and eternal aspect of the moment. Praises to you for being one great box of surprise. Your head, the scene of a wonderful theater of the most tender gray of the fog that joins the sky to the earth, the tangling of truth and memory, mythology and iconography. I don't know what now I want to look that up. Now I want to look that word up. My friend is doing a lot of videos. How now it's asking me questions. Now my computer is asking me questions. Stop it. I don't know what this word means. I'm sorry. Iconography. I watch with the eye of the mind the city that accommodates that one beautiful day that is now infinite. It deepens, it begins the cyclical method. Memory is deeply not alive. It's a mock-up, and this renders it hateful. Yet it's not a fiction. It is a truth, indeed, a sad and monstrous truth. I was assigned to you. Together we were a beautiful and melancholic picture. This last picture is the realization of the overwhelming moment in which the acute eye perceives you as a now. That is over, a now that is now fixed in the swept past. Wow. But yeah, my mom also gave me this book, which is Emily Dickinson. This book was from my mom, but I got it from my aunt. My mom gave it to her sister, who gave it to me after my mom had passed. In 2014, I think, she gave it to me. But, I forgot the most important thing I wanted to show you. So in the 30s, my parents were born in 1928 and 1929. This was my mom's book when she was a child, and my brother got it recovered for her. It's A Child's Garden of Verses by Robert Louis Stevenson. And I love the poet. I love this book. As when I was a child, my dad also had one of these, but it didn't have the beautiful illustrations that this one has in it. So it's a child's book of poetry. And one little line in the beginning of this was, I remember it, but I don't see it here. Maybe it's in the beginning of my dad's book. But it says, to Ellen Olson, this was given to my mom for Christmas, December 25th, 1935. So my mom would have been like 6 years old. It says grade 1B3. age 6.5 years old. It's an old book. 1935. But there was a little line at the beginning. Here it is. I found it. It was at the beginning of my dad's book. Now I think I gave my dad's book to my daughter in the I put all this stuff in a storage unit for my daughter to get when I left Georgia. And I don't know if she kept all the stuff, but I wanted to keep my mom's. And, I just really radically downsized because I fit everything. When I decided I knew I wanted to fit everything that I owned in my RV, but then when I decided to buy my RV, not in Georgia, but in St. Louis, then I had to fit everything I wanted to keep in my car. So I radically downsized. And I think I left that book in the storage for my daughter. But it wasn't as beautiful as this book. It just has beautiful pictures everywhere. So this is the happy thought. It just says happy thought. The world is so full of a number of things. I'm sure we should all be as happy as kings. So my mom knew the I'll count that as a poem. My mom's favorite one, so that's going to be 4. I've only said 4. It's almost been an hour. So this was my favorite one, Bed in Summer. And I memorized that. But my mom, the one my mom had memorized was My Shadow. This is a cool picture too. My mom knew a lot of this one. I don't know that she could say the whole thing, but she would say a lot of it. I'm going to read it to you. I have a little shadow that goes in and out with me, and what can be the use of him is more than I can see. He is very, very like me from the heels up to the head, and I see him jump before me when I jump into my bed. The funniest thing about him is the way he likes to grow, not at all like proper children, which is always very slow. For he sometimes shoots up taller like an Indian rubber ball, and he sometimes gets so little that there's none of him at all. He hasn't got a notion of how children ought to play and can only make a fool of me in every sort of way. He stays so close behind me, he's a coward, you can see. I think ashamed to stick to Nursey as that shadow sticks to me, like your nanny or nurse, like in the olden days. My mom didn't have a nurse though. One morning very early, before the sun was up, I rose and found the shining dew on every buttercup. But my lazy little shadow, like an errant sleepyhead, had stayed at home behind me and was fast asleep in bed. Isn't that cute? I love the picture. So the one I liked, but I like this one too, this picture. I just love these illustrations. They're so pretty. Isn't that cool? That's Windy Nights. So like I've always liked poetry. Travel. Look at them on the boat, but it's on the land in the basket. It's actually like a laundry basket. So this is the one I liked. But I never went to bed when the sun was up. Oh, I could not. And now like I'm ADHD. I had trouble sleeping. Oh my goodness. I'm like, oh, wow. And I guess that's why the antidepressant didn't help me very much. So this is 20 years with a misdiagnosis of bipolar when that wasn't what it was. And it's no wonder that the antidepressant didn't seem to work for me very well. And but the one that helped me sleep was the mood stabilizer, and that I'm still on, but I'm on a very tiny amount, which my doctor is not a psychiatrist, but my general practitioner said that, that's not a therapeutic amount because I'm only on 50 milligrams, but it helps me sleep, and that's what helps me. And that's very common for autistic people, so to have trouble sleeping, and ADHD people. But this is called Bed in Summer. I just liked this one. I don't know. In winter, I get up at night and dress by yellow candlelight. In summer, quite the other way, I have to go to bed by day. I have to go to bed and see the birds still hopping on the tree, or hear the grown-up people's feet still going past me in the street. And does it not seem hard to you when all the sky is clear and blue, and I should like so much to play, to have to go to bed by day? Yep. So that's another one from my... Okay, so now I've said 6 poems. Yeah, it's a cool book. I love the pictures. They're so neat. Look at this one with the cow. Isn't that cute? The cow. The friendly cow, all red and white, I love with all my heart. She gives me cream with all her might to eat with apple tart. She wanders lowing here and there, and yet she cannot stray. All in the pleasant open air, the pleasant light of day. And blown by all the winds that pass, and wet with all the showers, she walks among the meadow grass and eats the meadow flowers. That's cute. That's a cute picture. Yes. Cute. And I put all the books in these Ziploc gallon. This one just almost fits, but just the top is. And I had these, my books in these 2 cloth boxes. I'm going to count and see how many I had before I started collecting them again. Because I still have all the books that I kept. It was really hard to get rid of some of this is the Bible I kept, because I had probably about 20 Bibles. I had some Bibles that were my kids when I was little, when I was little. Yeah, when I had lost 40 pounds. So. This is one I found when I was in Philly last Christmas. My son actually found it at a thrift store. Let me continue my count. So I said another one. So that was 7. So I said the one about a cow. This is a child's anthology of poetry. Oh, it has the Emily Dickinson one here. I opened right up to it. So Emily Dickinson one, it's in this one, but it's also in this one. A child's anthology of poetry. I love it because it has the owl on the front. That was something that reminds me of my mom, and she loved owls. And then she went to Florida Atlantic University, and she gave me, this was her owl. And then the owl reading the book there. But yeah, these are Emily Dickinson ones in here. I love this. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. Emily Dickinson. That is 8. I'm nobody. Who are you? This is also Emily Dickinson. I'm nobody. Who are you? Are you nobody too? Then there's a pair of us. Don't tell. They'd banish us, you know. How dreary to be somebody, how public like a frog, to tell your name the livelong day to an admiring bog. Yes, I like this book. So that one's that's also in here. This one's for my mom. So that is 9. 9. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to read you a poem from the Bible. I'm going to read you a psalm, which is a poem in the Bible. But one more from here. This is Rachel Field. I've never heard of her. Isn't it strange? It's called Some People. Isn't it strange some people make you feel so tired inside? Your thoughts begin to shrivel up like leaves all blown, brown and dried. But when you're with some other ones, it's stranger still to find your thoughts as thick as fireflies, all shiny in your mind. That's the difference between toxic people and healthy people. Yep. I've learned a lot as an old lady. But okay, so I wanted to read you one. From here. I need to count. Okay, so that's 10. 9, 10. I've said 10 poems. Now one from the Bible. In the book of Psalms. I did memorize this, but it's hard. It's long and it's hard to remember, so I'm going to read it. I did memorize this, and long ago I was walking through the woods behind a big house in Georgia that my ex made. My autistic, narcissistic ex. That's what I'll call him now. Makes so much sense. He was so obsessed with things too. Like that's the thing too. He got obsessed, autistic ADHD. He got obsessed with doing this house. He got paralysis analysis and he wouldn't pick out a plan. Then I picked out a plan. He set that plan back because he didn't like it. And he got a plan. Then when he got the plan for the house, he changed it all. And then he gave me a few things that I wanted to appease me. Like my kids, who were a lot like me. Some of them could be autistic. Didn't sleep well, like I didn't sleep well. And I'm like, they would wake up in the night and come in my room and I'd have to have them make a pallet on the floor or something. Or I'd pray with them. But they would have bad dreams or whatever and wake up in the night. And so I said, all of the bedrooms need to be on one floor. So we did that. And then later we had one room that made into a bedroom when my daughter came back from college, and then she was working nights, but it was kind of loud for her to sleep down there because it was by the kitchen and stuff because she worked nights. So then she moved upstairs. But we did put a door on that one room downstairs, but then I turned that into a library when she moved out. And when she was 27, she bought her own house. I was so proud of her. Single girl. We didn't help her at all. I was very, very proud of her. She paid off her student loans. And now I'm thinking, like, Grandma and Grandpa had plenty of money. Not my parents, my ex's parents. None of my kids needed to get student loans. And I'm not sure my boys' student loans are paid off yet. I don't know. We don't talk about that. Yeah. But anyways, that's another story. That's a whole other story. I'm going to read you Psalm 139. I'm not there yet. It's really beautiful psalm about God being with you wherever you go. It even mentions the place of the dead, which is translated into hell, but it means the place of the dead. It doesn't mean eternal conscious torment. This is good tea. It's cinnamon tea from Kroger. So, Psalm 139. O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know my sitting down and my rising up. You understand my thought far off. You comprehend my path and my lying down and are acquainted with all my ways. For there is not a word on my tongue. But behold, O Lord, you know it altogether. You have hedged me behind and before and laid your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high, I cannot attain it. Where can I go from your spirit, or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend into heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, you are there. The place of the dead. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me. If I say, surely the darkness shall fall on me, even the night shall be light about me. Indeed, the darkness shall not hide from you, but the night shines as the day, and the darkness and the light are both alike to you. For you have formed my inward parts. You have covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in secret and skillfully wrought in the lowest parts of the earth. Your eyes saw my substance being yet unformed, and in your book they all were written, the days fashioned for me, when as yet there were none of them. How precious also are your thoughts to me, O God. How great is the sum of them. If I should count them, they would be more in number than the sand. When I awake, I am still with you. Oh, that you would slay the wicked. This is Depart from me, therefore, you bloodthirsty men, for they speak against you wickedly. Your enemies take your name in vain. Do I not hate them, O Lord, who hate you? Ooh. Harsh, David, harsh. And do I not loathe those who rise up against you? I hate them with a perfect hatred, and I count them my enemies. But then he says, search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my anxieties, and see if there is any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Okay, that's 11. That is 11. We're at 1 hour and 14 minutes. 3 watching. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, everybody that watches the replay. I love you. That's my one from the Bible. I have, and I actually picked one out. Okay, let me say another one from here because I have one that's based on that. And then I got Nejwa Zebian. I'm going to say one from that. But the one in here is called The Haunting, and it's based on Psalm 139, and also a quote from one of the devotions that my mom also liked was My Utmost for His Highest by Oswald Chambers. And in that, there's a place in that book that says, what are you haunted by? And he states that we should be haunted by God. And so the poem, The Haunting, is in here. And it goes like this. I could just run away, try to live my way another day. But what would be the use? Wasted time, a wasted life. But then again, I could give it all to him and he transforms it. If I move to the left or to the right, you're halfway there or perhaps not quite. I see him all the time. I open my eyes and he lights up the sky. In a song, I see him. In a tree, he's there. What is this love he has for me? Wherever I go, to a movie or a show, there isn't a thought he doesn't know. He is the great I am, and yet he is my friend. It's too wonderful to comprehend. He'll always be there till the end. When we've been there 10,000 years, his voice will echo in my ears. Still his praises I will sing. Always and forever, he is my king. That's 12. That's 12. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you. Books by somebody I know. This, I like this one best. So this is a fellow poet, writer that I met at a book signing. Which one did I meet her at? And her name is A.D. Estrado. I like Morbid Muffet. I usually would bring this out at Halloween, but it is so cute. It's Morbid Muffet, but a lot of Hansel and Gretel, a lot of fairy tales are in a lot of the Little Red Riding Hood stories, Little Red Riding Hood gets eaten by the wolf. I have a few of those I kept. I'm trying to think of what was my favorite one in here. But it's Morbid Muffet. Decrepit King Cole. Zombie Bo Peep. You want to hear that one? Let me pick one to read to you. Oh, let's read Morbid Miss Muffet. And this person, Matthew Mills, is who, and she has Amber. Her name is Amber, A.D. Estrada. She has this tattooed on her. She's cool. A cool author friend in Georgia. Morbid Miss Muffet. I should have her on my. I've been thinking again about interviewing people. I've been wanting to ask. I don't know if she's too busy or not, but I've been wanting to ask Pam Hemphill, who is who was the MAGA granny who left MAGA and now speaks out against Trump, and I've been thinking of asking her to be on. I would love to have her on. I don't know if she has time. She's very busy. Like, I think CNN asked her for another interview, but they didn't give her enough notice, and she's not going to accept. She doesn't think they're going to give, if they realize who she is, they're not going to give her the pardon. But Trump, especially since Hunter, he was going to do it anyways, whether or not Biden pardoned Hunter. But anyways, she's not. Pam says she did wrong in entering, the unauthorized into a public building, and she did wrong, and she's completing her sentence. She was in prison for 2 months, and it was like a really bad prison, a really like high security bad prison. And she was in for 2 months, and she is, sort of like homebound. She can't leave. She's on probation. So she can't leave the state without like 3 weeks, I think, at least, notice. And so I guess they invited her to, I don't know why they don't just interview her there. But anyways, but Pam went on in a group chat thing on X. Oh my goodness. And they just were eating her a lot. Like she did. I'm like, you're so brave, Pam. Like, don't do this. This triggers me. Don't do this. Because they were so mean. They pretended they were fake and invited her in. It was other January 6ers and stuff. And they were so mean to her. Speaking of bullying, but I'd love to have her on. But I wonder if I could have, maybe I can contact her and ask her to come on for my next poetry stream. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think I might ask Amber to do that. See if she would do that. But I'm going to read Morbid Miss Muffet, and that's going to be 13 poems. Morbid Miss Muffet. Morbid Miss Muffet lay over her tuffet, gazing at a sky of gray. Along came a spider who lay down beside her, determined to brighten her day. Good day, Morbid Muffet, said the spider on the tuffet, enjoying your curds and whey. There was no time to snack. I was under attack. With 2 hits of my axe, I could finally relax and finish my curds and whey. You were under attack? Well, whose head did you whack? Asked her the spider in great dismay. It was Zombie Bo Peep. She had lost all her sheep. I found it no dread, so I chopped off her head. Morbid Muffet held her axe in display. You found it no dread, so you chopped off her head? Now Zombie Bo Peep is bound to be dead, cried the spider, wiping tears away. You know you're rather hasty, and you look quite a bit tasty, and I've finished my curds and whey. She's getting the spider. Oh no, Morbid Muffet, you stay on your tuffet. You've already killed one today. Morbid Muffet. Amber Estrada always goes to Dragon Con in Atlanta in September. I went one time. I dressed as Black Widow, and but Amber goes all the time and dresses as different things, and sometimes different things on different days, and it just looks like a lot of fun. I enjoy seeing every year like what she dresses up as, and yeah, I would meet her at several different events. So I met a lot of local authors in Middle Georgia because of going to these events. And they had one at the Kroger, and that was the first time I dressed up as Black Widow. And it was like it was a fundraiser for St. Jude's. at the Kroger, and one of the authors, he also worked at the Starbucks in the Kroger. Let me show you something. I'll show you me dressed as, there's me as a Black Widow. Comic-Con. Oh, it went to the next. It went to my book. But yeah, I like that one. Yeah, that's Morbid Miss Muffet. But see, Zombie Bo Peep, if she was a zombie, then like, does cutting off her head do anything to her really? She just put it back on, right? I don't know. Now I'm curious. I haven't read that book in so long. I'm probably going to do my elephant poem. Did I count that poem now? Did I end? Was that 13? That's appropriate. I think that was 13. Appropriate. That's my favorite number. 13. I think that was 13. Okay. So I've said 13 poems. This one, okay. I got this. I saw this at the library, the used book sale. $5 for a Dr. Seuss, $6 for a Dr. Seuss book is a good deal, because these are usually 15. We didn't have this one. We had Horton Hatches the Egg, which did inspire my elephant poem, which was made into a children's book, which I'm going to hopefully get compensated for, I hope. That's another thing I need to be working on, is getting justice about my book. And I need to get it republished too. Need to find a new poster for it. So, but I was inspired by a lot. I'll show you one that we did have. I think I left it in the storage for my daughter. It was this one, and I bought this for my granddaughters. I love this one, and I would remember parts of this. And oh, the places you'll go. Out there, things can happen and frequently do to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along. You'll start happening too. Oh, the places you'll go. But like Horton hears a who, and Horton hatches the egg. Inspired my What Elephant book, which I will do now. I'm going to count the reading, the places you'll go as a poem. Is that okay? I'm going to count that. That's 14. Okay. What elephant? I don't know if I'll go through. Do you want me to go through the pictures? I'm just going to say it so we can hear more poems tonight, okay? Because we have 30 minutes left. Was there ever an elephant in your room? When it walked, it went boom. You tried to deny it, but you couldn't hide it. Where can you hide an elephant? Oh no, that's a cat, you try to say, or maybe a bat. It will fly away. If you can't admit it, you can't quit it. Go ahead and face it. Can you trace it? Could the truth set you free? Or will they all laugh at me? Who are they, and why do we care if they laugh? They have a hyena in their room. That's so much worse than just an elephant. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, 1 day, 2 day, 3. Day by day, these things I pray. I have a higher power who created elephants. Maybe he can take care of it. I wonder what he'll do. Will he take it to the zoo? What? People will come from miles around to see the greatest show in town, the elephant. He now does tricks, and people pay to get their kicks. God can take your ashes and give you beauty. You thought you had to sacrifice. Everyone must pay their price. If I give him the elephant, he'll die. But the ringmaster doesn't work that way. The elephant will live another day. He'll sing and dance because he got a second chance. The circus is a place of joy and wonder because the ringmaster has a plan. Trust the elephant in his hands. I'm up to 15. What number did you pick? That's 15. You did pick a number of how many poems? This is one I recently found when my son was here and we went into a bookstore. I don't know. I didn't pick one out, but maybe I can find one. Maybe I can find one. I don't have a bookmark, so I'm okay. Wait, I got a nice card from my church. They're so nice, and this is the first time when I went. You know, it is a small church, but the other church I was going to was a small church too. So, but this is the first time the pastor met with me and like talked with me for like 30, 45 minutes, and then was like, how can we serve you? What are your needs? And I was just like flabbergasted. I was like, wow, that's so nice. I've never started going to a church. I mean, like these other two churches I was going to, I left and like nobody's like calling me saying, where are you? How are you? What happened to you? We miss you. Nothing. Never happened when I left a church. So yeah. Oh, there's a picture of Dr. Seuss on the back. Look at that. I was literally thinking of putting a quote that's said to be from Dr. Seuss. I'm not sure if it is, but I was literally thinking of putting a quote on my community tab by Dr. Seuss that says, be who you are and say what you feel, because those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. Something like that. I'll put it in the chat. And I was literally thinking right before Thanksgiving, and I didn't yet because I didn't look it up and I didn't get around to it. Okay, so it's said to be, those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. It's said to be Bernard Baruch. But anyways, I went to my friend's for Thanksgiving, and she's a writer also, and she actually had that quote on her wall, and I took a picture of it and I posted it. So you're not going to tell me what the number is, Brenda? You have to tell me. How do I know if you won? just don't want to bother me to send you another book. How many books have I sent you now, Brenda? I don't mind though, really. I appreciate you. I appreciate somebody being here for me to talk to, for me to bounce ideas off of, and for me to know if you can hear me okay. How do I sound? I was going to compare and plug in the microphone, but then I found out it's not right and I can't do it. Hopefully for Friday I will have a microphone. Because I noticed it didn't sound, the sound was not as good for this computer. So, and I've been wondering, I was like, is there a little sticker over the sound, the thing that's taking my sound? Because the first time I went live on this computer, I had something over the, this sticker over the camera, and I didn't know what was wrong. And I was like, did I get a laptop without a camera? I'm like, what's going on here? And it was a sticker over the camera. So let me put this quote in here. It says it's so what happened is I was like, oh, I was just about to post this on my, it's be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. It was Bernard and Baruch. And I posted it on my Instagram, and it goes to my Redheaded Riding Hood Facebook. Links are below if you're interested in that. And it was fact checked, and it was like, I didn't get put in like Facebook jail or Instagram jail or whatever, but I got talked at. I got like, this is not, and it put a little thing. So it put a little thing, and I didn't like it that it, did that. It was like, this is incorrect, like one of those little things on Instagram that you see sometimes, like this is this is incorrect information. Like when people used to put incorrect COVID information. And I'm like, gosh, that's silly, because it's just something Dr. Seuss might have said. Maybe Dr. Seuss didn't say it, but it's be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. That's it. Now, a good one from, I might read the ones I read on last Friday over again, because they're so good. The one I read off of Facebook. What if? This is from Najwa Zebian. I hope that's right, how I said that. You know those moments when a beautiful what if crosses your mind and makes you smile from the core of your heart. The moments when you find yourself lost in a dream with happiness overwhelming your heart. Those moments are mirrors into the life that you should be living in order to be truly happy. Sometimes we are so preoccupied with just getting by in life that we forget to truly live it with every meaning of live possible. Those are the moments that will allow us to feel meaning in what we do. They allow us to enjoy our time while doing what we love. Those are the moments that make the happiness in our hearts shine into the hearts of others. Those moments are the extensions of one single event that springs hope into our hearts and spurs an imagination of our future right before our eyes. Whether we make that imagination true or not depends on whether we take a step towards it. It's in our hands. You may not be able to get there on your own because others need to put their hands in too. But do your part and live knowing that you tried. Do not spend your life wondering about what could have been after the light that was present to lead you your way was dimmed by the life you thought you were living. Wow. I just opened up to that and it's oh goodness. Her stuff is so good. This was like her first book. And another one I love is, okay, so that's 16. I love Becky Hemsley. Let me go to Instagram. And find one of hers to show you. Oh, you know, the one I like is Just Like a Girl. I haven't been over here to her page lately. Okay, let me see if I can.
Let her know feelings do not make her weak, so let her be gentle, compassionate too, but let her be bold in her quest for the truth. Let the world listen whenever she speaks. Let her move mountains and dance at their peaks. Let her catch galaxies, comets and stars. Let her ride moonbeams like rockets to Mars. No matter her stature, let her stand tall, and most important and vital of all, let her be happy. Know her own worth. Know that sometimes she must put herself first. Yes, let her be proud, be determined and free to be anything that she chooses to be. Let her be confident. Let her be brave. Let her know beauty is more than her face.
Let me find. I kind of want to find that Whitney one too. Let me see. Let's stop sharing. Hey! A Light in the Attic. Let me see if I can find it. Is that Silverstein? I think we had that one. Shel Silverstein. It's on Reddit. Is it short or is it long? There's a light on in the attic, though the house is dark and shuttered. I can see a flickering flutter, and I know what it's about. There's a light on in the attic. I can see it from the outside. And I know you're on the inside looking out. So, yeah, Wikipedia keeps asking for money. Shel Silverstein, yeah. A book of poems by American poet Shel Silverstein. Yeah, we had that one, I'm pretty sure. We had so many books. So many books. So is that 17? I think that's 17. I think we're up to 17. I have 15 more minutes. And I'd like to say that one on Facebook again because it's so good. And I want to do one by Whitney. We'll do the one by Whitney again. Oh my goodness. I love Becky Hemsley too. So, but let me. Becky Hemsley's Instagram. I'll drop it in the link in the chat. Becky Hemsley on IG. Thank you for being here, Elsa. Elsa and Elsa. Sorry. I need to be quiet. Look, I got a little crystal from my friend Pam. Isn't it cute? Yeah, I want to find let me find it. I want to find the. It's hard for me to find because it was not on her. Instagram. It was on another person's Instagram. No, that's not it. Okay. I found it. I found it. I need I wanted to go back to the beginning, so it's starting at the beginning. But this one really makes me Okay, I think I got it to the right point. I'm going to do this one again. I did this one Friday. And then when I was sharing it before, I didn't know that it was actually saying it because I couldn't hear it. And then I played it for you on my phone on Friday. But anyways, so now I'm going to try to do it from the beginning. And hopefully this will be from the beginning. And
apologies you probably need to hear but never will. I'm sorry that I wasn't there when you needed me. I'm sorry for the pain I passed on to you because I didn't know how to carry it kindly. I'm sorry for leaving you when I should have stayed. I'm sorry for trying to change you when I should have loved you just this way. I'm sorry that I convinced you that you didn't matter at all. I'm sorry that I made you feel so awfully small. I'm sorry that I didn't say what you deserved to hear, that I'm proud of you, that I love you. Please don't disappear. It was never your fault. I'm sorry that I let you believe that everything I did was a reflection of you instead of me. Apologies you.
that one gets me every time. Okay, so I think we're up to 18. Or are we at 19? I think we're at 18. I think we're at 18. Where to next? Where to next? We did the Becky. Did I count the Becky Hemsley one? We're at 18, but it might be 19. I'm not sure. Anyways, about right there. So what I said at first, I might be able to get, maybe I'll get to 27. You guys, 27 just seems to be a number with me. So when my ex-husband and I had separated, we were married 27 years. And I might try to go to 27 because I'm at 18 already. So when my ex and I separated, we had been married 27 years, but the divorce took 4.5 years. So that's why I say I was married 30 years. So I moved out of his house in 2016, and that was when we had been married 30 years. But we separated when we were married 27 years. And this is really silly, but it ended up that the green card guy who I thought loved me. 18. Did you guess 18? I'm going past 18 though. I'm going to keep going. Oh, so you're saying I'm at 18. Okay. Yeah, I'm at 18. So, and also, I might be getting my support until 2027, hopefully. So that might be when I'm getting married, 2027. I don't know. But it is my support continues until my ex is 65, and it happens that his birthday is in early January. 2028, so it stops in 2027. So there's been a lot of 27s, and the ridiculous story. I just have so many crazy stories. So Trump even couldn't get the Islamic travel ban right for Red. Just couldn't get it right because Mohammed got grandfathered in his visa before the travel ban went into effect. So that's how he got into the country. But his visa was expiring in 2019. So that's why he was trying to get me to marry him. And it so happened that kind of embarrassing, but Mohammed was 27 years old. But he was more like he was 7. I was like, let's switch it. So I'm 25 because I was 52 at the time, and you're 72. He was more like I was more acted more like I was 25, and he acted more like he was 72. But he was like, and he was playing it on too. He's like, oh, my friends call me an old man, and I'm like, yeah, you're milking it, man. He was so good. He was so good. Yeah, if you want to read that story, it's on my blog. And let's see, I need to put my blog post below, but I'll put it in the chat. I don't think it is below. I'll put my website and my blog in the chat. Okay? If you look up Red-Headed Riding Hood, my blog will pop up. All my pages will pop up too if you put in Red-Headed Riding Hood. My YouTube pops up, my Facebook pops up, my Instagram pops up, and my website pops up, which has my blog on it. I will put these links in the chat for you. I'm going to go to 27. You just watched the movie Green Card. Was it good? I don't think I've seen that one. I don't think I've seen it. I watched 90 Day Fiancé because of telling one of my Airbnb guests that story and them telling me, oh, there's a Mohammed on 90 Day Fiancé. I mean, you knew that was fake because he was really, they weren't well matched. The one on 90 Day Fiancé, because his supposed girlfriend was not as attractive as him. So like you're kind of like, yeah, I think he's kind of just in it for the green card. I mean, they weren't, I don't know. It was interesting. But my favorite 90 Day Fiancé couple was Lauren and what's her husband's name? Brockovich. I still follow her on. And he was from Israel. I think they live in Florida now. So was the movie Green Card good? Here's Red's website. And then here it is. I need to get going so I can say 27 poems. And if you go to my blog and you look for Look What You Made Me Do, which is the name of the blog post about Mohammed. I'm probably going to do a video. I've been thinking about doing a video on that story. And yeah, I have lots of stories that I think I'm going to do, that I have plans to do videos about. And also, I've been planning for a long time doing a video about the downsizing in 2019 and 2020 that I did before I left Georgia. Red's blog. Everything is called Red-Headed Riding Hood to make it all the same across the platforms. Red's blog is Red-Headed Riding Hood also. So there you go. Okay. You know what one I was going to say? I got all these books here, so I'm trying to find the book. I'm trying to find my book. My book. Oh, I could say one from... I'm going to say... The Woman Stuck Inside Her House. Oh, you know what I wanted? Oh, you know what I'll say? I did a poem called Defiant. This is another thing. Like, I've been talking about the autism thing, and like things are starting to make sense to me. And I've always loved, like I told you guys that I always loved the story, Wicked story, and I wanted to see it on Broadway. So in 2023, and it was here in Denver. I don't know when it was here in Denver, but I didn't see it when it was here in Denver, or I wasn't here when it was here in Denver. But since I'm now going to Philly twice a year, and it's just an hour into New York City, in 2023, for Mother's Day, my daughter and I took the train from New Jersey into New York City to see Wicked on Broadway. And just recently, since the movie came out, the mom on the spectrum, I'm going to drop this video, did one talking about Wicked and how she related to the character of Elphaba. And I always loved and right when 2014 is when my ex and I separated, and my sister-in-law, who was married to, not my sister-in-law who passed away, but my sister-in-law who was married to my ex's brother who passed away. He passed away in 2014, and they loved Wicked, and he took her to see that. And they even, like, I was obsessed with that song in Defying Gravity, and it just was so cool that the same song, the girl that plays in Frozen, Let It Go, is the same woman who played Elphaba on Broadway, and her name is Idina Menzel. And so I wrote this poem, and it's sort of interweaving those thoughts from those songs, which so just resonated with me during that time when I was going through that. And Wicked's Elphaba, Best Autistic Journey in Film. And so let me drop this video in the chat. But she's saying that there's a very parallel. She's like, I'm not diagnosing Elphaba, but she just related Defying Autism. That's what she called it. What it says on. So if you want to go to that video when this video is over, if you're on your phone, it might take you out of this live. So just let me be warned, come back. Please come back if you're taken out of this live. 3 watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, Elsa and Brenda and whoever else is here. Thank you. Thank you for everybody watching the replay. I get more watches on the replay. So thank you so much. I appreciate you watching the replay. So here's 19, the 19th poem. Defying Gravity. Let it go. It's much too heavy. You know it's holding you down and holding you back. Oh, that I had wings like a dove. I'd be at peace. That's from the Psalms also. Is it love, pure as driven snow? Frozen. Let it go. Harmless as a dove flying high above. Set it free. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, it's no longer meant to be. And if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free, defying gravity. I remember when, and I'm like, so many things like that I tried for. I was trying so hard to get a job because that's what my ex was saying. Like, she won't get a job because like he wouldn't let me get a job. And then at the end, he really had nothing to say, but that's what he would say. Like, she won't get a job. She won't get a job. She needs to get a job. And, he never wanted me to get a job. Before that, I look back now and I wish I had gotten a job like years and years ago, but I was so into the mom thing and being the soccer mom and just, I had 5 kids and I was taking them to school and I was picking them up from school and I was, doing this and that. For 9 years, I homeschooled them, and that was really unnecessary, but it was fun. It was fun. And just dragging them to church all the time and teaching at church. And I did so many things that just and a lot of times I was burnout. I got burnout a lot. And I think that's why I had the bipolar diagnosis. I was just burnt out. I was burnt out. And I was autistic and I didn't know it, is what I think now. So, yeah, I was exhausted. I need to read you a poem from, so I did 19. That's 19. Let's do 20. Let's do 20 and then let's do 7 more. I need to open my red book of poetry. Here it is. I need to read you some from my Airbnb poems. Let me read you the title poem. It's called Call Me Red. We're always in it. I see it. I face it. I put it on. Scarlet or vermilion or bluish red crimson. Old ladies with hats are winsome. Valentine's, Christmas cars, leaves of fall. Team colors. It symbolizes blood and courage. Come now, let us reason together, says the Lord. Though your sins are like scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Though they are red like crimson, they shall be as wool. Esau was red, and so was his stew. God didn't choose him, but he chose you. The sea was red, the Israelites went through. I said I didn't love you, but I lied. I thought you knew. I couldn't have put up with all that crap we went through without his love, which ran red. That's from Chris Tomlin's song. Your cold-hearted rejection cut like a knife. My blood ran red. So I wanted to hurt you too. Why don't we remember the good times? You always focus on the bad. Never speak life to me. So sad. left me starving for attention and affection. Does anyone think I'm good or fair? I won't live in regret. We were all meant to be 5 beautiful children, don't you see? The thought of losing you could leave me so brutally blue. But no, just as Taylor said, loving you was riotously red. Yeah. And that's what I would say to him. I need a job. And he would say, you have a job. And that's what he meant. And, he wanted them, like, another thing, like, I wish I hadn't run. My mom got on to me once, said, I didn't run all over town like you did when I was a mom, And I was like, Mom, you sound jealous. But it was ridiculous. And then he made them play soccer. And I used to have to take my oldest to, kicking and screaming. You see that movie with Will Ferrell? Yeah, my oldest was kicking and screaming. And then I was like, oh, Father knows best. I was like, oh, she loves it now. And I don't think she does. I think my oldest is still attempting to, she just goes and goes and goes. I think quite possibly she could be ADHD and autistic also, but she goes and goes and goes, and she's still trying to get the approval of her dad. And I feel bad because I want my kids I want them to be okay, and I want them to be happy. And just chasing after trying other people's approval is not happy. So now I've said 20. So I need to do 7. I need to do 7 more. And I will. Let me say another one from Red. But and he also, my ex would also say, why should you get minimum wage job? And yeah, I know that book. Yeah, I think we had that book too. We had so many books. That was one of I got these, one of the beginner books. I got this for my granddaughters because I saw it at the library, and 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. And I found Peter Pan. The little one, it's in the cute little, I'm going to say it because I'll find it for you. But so my ex would say, why should you get a minimum wage job when I make $50 an hour and I'll just work overtime? And that's what he would do. And he was like gone all the time. I mean, like, I raised those kids even my friend would say, you're a single mom now, because he's just always at work, working overtime, and then building, working on the house. So yours what? So it's so cute in the movie. I love what's her name? She's in the movie Wide Awake. There's 2 of them. I get them confused. And one is in the movie Harriet the Spy. They say the little poem in Alice in Wonderland, and it's so cute. Rosie O'Donnell. I get her confused with the horrible mega actress Roseanne Barr. She is horrible, horrible, awful, awful, awful. Oh, mommy, where are you? Oh, that one. Yeah, that makes people cry. Yeah, that was about my cousin's little girl. My cousin, when I say my cousin, she's my second cousin, actually. She's my cousin's daughter, has red hair like me. So when I say my cousin says her hair makes her fly, she's the one that said that. She's like, my red hair gives me superpowers. Is what she said. And I said back to her, I said, with great power comes great responsibility. But this poem, yeah, I'll redo that one. Good idea, Elsa. Good idea, Elsa. Mommy, where are you? I was thinking of the little book, the little with a bird, you know. I wasn't even thinking of my own poem. So I wrote this after my cousin passed away, leaving behind her young daughter. I think she was about 9 or 10 when she passed away. Those we love are with the Lord, and the Lord has promised to be with us. If they are with him and he is with us, they cannot be very far away. Peter Marshall. Mommy, where are you? This one, I'll try not to cry. Mommy, where are you? You said, I love you, dropped me off at school. I love you too. See you later. I didn't know it would be so long. I came home, but you were gone. Daddy tucked me in that night. He kissed me and turned out the light. I heard him crying. I never knew. Mommy, where are you? My puppy came and licked my tears. I dreamed that night of all the years. You read to me, fixed me food. You took me to the park and we flew a kite. I saw you now, all dressed in white. This new place is some fun, you said. Someday you'll really like to come. You're beautiful, Mommy, I always knew, but now your radiance sparkles through, like the jewels on your princess crown. I couldn't make you come back down. That'd be mean, I know, and you'd never want to go. You said, I'll be in the spring bird's song, and in the morning's bright new dawn. Look around and you'll find I'm with you always, all the time. I don't have to cry, Ollie, Ollie, oxen free. I found you, Mommy, you're here with me. Thank you for suggesting that. That one, Elsa, thank you. I was going to read you the, I found it. The woman stuck inside her house. That's what, like, okay, in this song I've been obsessed with lately because I feel like I'm waking up. I'm waking up, and I'm like staying informed, and I'm talking about stuff, and I'm not holding it all in or like hiding how I really feel about Trump. And I'm not hiding that. And then I'm finding out things like I'm ADHD, and then, you know, when my child says they told me that too, and now I think I'm probably autistic, and everything is like, and like I'm awakening, and I put the link on the my community tab, and I'll drop it in here too. But it's a song by and watch this video too. The video is awesome, and she starts off. It's called Awakening by Amanda Cook, and she starts out in this house, and that's what I think I'm going to write a poem about this. I've got to. I have not been writing, you guys. I've been stuck, and like I would always say, like, oh no, I don't get writer's block. It's not really that. It's been a slump, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's writer's block. It's definitely a block, though, you guys. But I think I'm awakening. That's what this song says, and I'm coming out of that, and I hope that, you know, part of that awakening is going to be that I'm coming out of that, not writer's block, because I really don't get writer's block. I get writer's avalanche, I'm that ADHD autistic brain. I just, and like, I guess the block is that I don't know like which way to go. And I have works in progress. I have books in my head and my mind that I'm going to write. And I haven't even like hardly started on them. So part of them, part of it is getting this new computer. That's a step in the right direction. And now I'm going to take this, my external hard drive, because I realized like I kept on wondering, like, I'm like, what's in it on it? I can't remember. I don't know. There's some pictures on it. The stories I wrote about heaven. I wrote another thing about my cousin being in heaven and talking to my cat who passed away. And I wrote another little story like that. And that all those, like, I don't have anymore. And, I can remember a little bit of it, but they're on this. And so I've been thinking about, they said it could be $1,000. So now the person at Best Buy recommended a place for me to go. She's like, we would send it out. I wouldn't know how much we would charge you. You would pay a down payment and we'd send it to Kentucky and blah, 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 all this stuff. But thankfully, I'm so thankful, she recommended me a local place. She goes, a local place, they only deal in recovering information. So why don't you try them? And she gave me the name and the number. So I'm excited about that. And that's going to help me on, because I have stuff on here that I might need for what I'm writing next. So, and here's this song. I'm putting it in the chat and it's on my community tab and it's called Awakening and it's beautiful. And like, watch the video, because like, she starts out and says, stuck inside this house I built. And then by the end of the video, she's out in the woods and like one point she's in this room, this little room of mirrors. And then like, but she ends and she's in the wide forest, and it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful video. Check it out. Awakening by Amanda Cook. And so that's the song that's stuck on, autistic people get stuck on songs and listen to songs over on. And I'm just like, everything, it's like another piece of the puzzle, because like when I found out I was ADHD, I was like, okay, I kind of resonate with that, but I'm like, what about this 2003 bipolar diagnosis? Like what, and my thyroid and, where's my depression coming from? Is ADHD depression or I did feel like that was probably true, but it was just like, yeah, I'm pulling myself out of like a 30-year funk. I feel like, well, it wasn't a continuous depression, but it was a lot of go, 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 I was like, go, 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 go. 2015, I was like, I have to do something. That's when I did this book on Amazon Creative Space. And when I memorized when I realized there was this thing, spoken word poetry, I'm like, oh, okay. Like I can do that. I can memorize it and say my poems. And then I'm a spoken word poet. When I discovered that, I was like, oh, wow. That's what I can do. And I used to go once a month to, what was it called? Poetic Freedom, I think. What was it called? It was in Macon, Georgia. But let me read. So that's 20. Was I still on 20 or did I do 21? was the Mommy, Where Are You is 21. Got 6 more to go. I've gone 2 hours. I might go 3 hours, I guess. The woman stuck inside her house. That's in this one. Because of the line in this song, that's what made me think of this one. The woman stuck inside her house. Can someone please coax her out? She thinks she's free, but she's not. What is this? Just her sad lot? Peace and love, she says, is the way, but war and hate she speaks all day. The Beatles sang of Nowhere Man. This woman's also in his land. Can someone help to stop her pain? Scarecrow only had a brain. She talks down from her high horse. She can't understand what she does, of course. She's stuck in I, me, my land, while others try to take her hand. She talks of open-mindedness, yet closes the door on their kindness. Lonely, jealous, could she be? Yet she has lots of company. Anger, fear, anxiety. She says you hide in your piety. She judges and says, do not judge. She says she doesn't like to debate, but she starts it up. She is too late. They say you become what you focus on. Well, then I won't worry about her. I'm gone. Are you offended? You shouldn't be, because this poem is about me. That's 22. Let's read Darkness and Light. This will be 23. Darkness and light. Without fear, we couldn't be brave. Without temptation, we couldn't have victory. Without darkness, where is the light? And without day, there'd be no night. With no sin, where would be purity? It's hell to imagine no heaven above. And if there's no hate, then where is the love? How could we know peace without the turmoil, freedom without chains, blessings without cursing, righteousness without shame? So trust him in the darkness. He gives his beloved sleep. Awaken with the dawn, his mercies new, for he your soul will keep. That's from this one. That is 23. Let me find one. Like I said, I was going to find one about Red's Airbnb. Okay. Mi casa is su casa. Oh, you know what? I wanted to check something. It was snowing. I wonder if it stopped. Let me look. Let's look outside, you guys. Let's look outside. It was snowing earlier. So let's see. Yes. It's snowing still. You guys, it's snowing. I don't know if you can see it, but it's snowing. Take my breath. Isn't it pretty? Yes, it started when I was at Best Buy. I love it. It's so pretty. There. It's cold out there. Okay. Now I'm going to say, okay, so I wanted to show you. I got this because that's the title of the poem I'm about to read you. Mi casa es su casa. Means my house is your house. Yeah, I did Airbnb from Oh, I started telling you a story and I didn't finish it. So when I was so into the getting stuck on a song, like Defying Gravity song, um, let me share with you a thing of that song that I like. It's a concert that Adina Menzel did. I like the one. So there's so many more. Oh my goodness. Oh, wait, I found it. Oh, I found it. Barefoot at the Symphony. I like this one. So I tried to get this job, and it's so good I didn't get this job. It would have been awful. Working nights at a Waffle House in Georgia. And this is how I was trying so hard just to get, I always wanted people to shut up and leave me alone. Like, shut up and leave me alone. Shut up saying I won't get a job. I'm willing to work nights at the Waffle House around the corner. You know, that's how much I'm trying to get a job. And I almost got this job. And then I didn't. And it was ridiculous. And it's a crazy story too. And there were two managers that interviewed me, and one, it was a man and a woman, and they were about like in their 30s. And I think the guy knew my oldest daughter from high school or something. Seemed like something, I don't know. But anyways, they interviewed me and like everything was fine. And she was like, okay, I'm just going to do your background check. And like, I didn't have anything on my background check. I also went through all the steps to be a substitute teacher. My ex didn't want me to do that either. And then I didn't end up getting, I missed a class. There were all these things I had to do. And then I had to get, which I always volunteered at the elementary school and the middle school. So I probably was going to be able to get, not the middle school principal, we got into it, but the elementary middle school, I probably was going to get a recommendation. There were all these hoops I had to jump through, and I really wanted to be a substitute teacher. I wanted to do that. My ex was shooting that down too. I don't make any money. Don't do that. Go back to school and be a nurse. And that's what he got my oldest to do. And I don't really think she likes being a nurse, but anyway, she's a nurse. But I didn't want to do that anymore. I had at one time, but I didn't want to do that anymore. And so anyways, and then trying to get this job at the Waffle House and being the funny person I am and putting things going through my crazy brain together. I didn't get this job at the Waffle House, and I was really kind of baffled by it. But one thing that I remembered is the guy saying, and these are things like I don't pick up on right away, and afterwards I go, oh. He said, I'll train you, and I was going to be working nights. And this was, right before I left, and I thought, okay, I got it. I got a job, but like, I want to work nights. I wasn't going to make, oh goodness. They don't pay you anything, and you work on tips, and like, who comes in? Like, it was going to be drunk. It was going to be really bad for my mental health, especially as an undiagnosed, autistic, or, even I didn't think it was going to be good for my health as a bipolar person, which I thought I was at the time. So anyways, I did chalk it up to being a blessing in disguise, but I thought I had it. And then the guy says he was going to train me. And the woman manager turns to him and says, I thought you weren't going to work nights anymore. And then I didn't get a call back. And I'm like, okay, there's nothing like, is there a speeding ticket on my background check or what? So I didn't get the job. And so I get on Facebook. I was on Facebook a lot at that time. And I was like, so the line in Defying Gravity is, if you care to find me, look to the western sky. And I said, because I won't be working at Waffle House. Everyone deserves a chance to fly. And if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free. I just texted my daughter today. We're going to go see the movie together. I'm not going to go see it. I haven't gone seen it yet. We saw it on Broadway. We saw it on Broadway last year, but we're going to go see it while Lily's napping one day. So I said it to her. I'm like, do you want to go see it? I haven't gone to see it yet. I'm like, do you want to go see Wicked in the movies when I'm there? And she said yes. And she sent me photos. I love it when she sends me photos. She sent me some cute little photos. I better get going if I'm going to say 27 poems, right? Look. This is cute. They got inflatables in the yard now. Isn't that cute? They got Olaf and Pooh Bear. They look so cute. I love it. So, the next one I was going to read. Oh, Mi Casa is Su Casa. That's right. So I'm on 23, 24. Mi Casa is Su Casa. It's cozy and comfy. There's good things to eat. Meeting new people is always a treat. So pull up a chair and have a seat. Cuddle up with my pooch, watch a movie, read a book, solve a puzzle, play a game. We'll talk way past midnight, learning to cope, leaning on God and not being a dope. Yes, he's here, so have no fear. Get a new mindset. Watch the birds and the squirrels. See the sunset. Call it home. That's from Red. Let me... Here's another one about my Airbnb. Okay, so let me write down. That was 24. This one will be 25. Making room. Out with the old and in with the new. Goodbye to the users and losers and abusers. Hello to the heroes, the airmen. I was by an Air Force base, so I had airmen stay at my Airbnb. Mechanics, aircraft mechanics, nurses and workers. I had a lot of travel nurses at my Airbnb, ones that worked night shift, and workers, just people who, I had a guy that worked for, I think maybe AT&T or something. Thank you for your service. Hello to the medical students from far off lands. That was Mohammed. The Georgia Tech boys and my new lifelong friends. Welcome to Reds. Oh, this was like red runs till she's blue. Okay, so that was 25. I have to say 2 more to get to 27. Red runs till she's blue. This was like me trying to. I was donating blood plasma. I drove some for Uber and Lyft. There weren't really enough rides in the area where I was. It wasn't very busy. The best ride I got was a ride to Atlanta, so I made $95 in one day, and that was good. Red runs till she's blue. Can it be true? I want to run free of you. Drive for Uber, drive for Lyft. Donate blood plasma. I need no one, but I want to be independent, but I want to travel. Buy stuff for my Airbnb home. And my house, the old house was falling apart. Tax write-off. Yeah, that's how my 2018 taxes went well because I redid my shower, but I got that deducted when I finally did my taxes in 2022. Look pretty, walk tall, don't fall, or go bankrupt. Past go, go slow, pay it off, save it up, work it, girl, will prosper and be free at last. Oh, here's one about Muhammad. Okay, so that was 26. Okay, that's appropriate. 27 was the one about Muhammad. Oh, he just so worked me over. We looked at the moon. The moon was full. Tonight I saw the full moon and cursed you. Every time I see it, I'll think of you. And in the daylight, the donuts and the cheese balls. CVS, where we got the contact paper. He was OCD. Oh my God. That's the next line of the poem. He was so clean like me. Maybe he was autistic also. There's a grasshopper and a wasp. He got this wasp out of the house for me without getting stung. Very, very tricky. Coffee or tea? And just like that, you axe me? I knew you were too good to be true, and now I'm blue, but I still miss you. Yeah, I wrote that right after he left. Okay, that's 27. I said 27 poems. Now I'm going to pray for y'all and let you go. I said I was going to share some old past poetry streams, but I didn't. Hopefully I'll get to that this week. I'm going to share more videos on my community tab because, again, that tricky watch time thing, and I am going to take a break when I'm in Philly, so I won't be going live when I'm in Philly. I'm going to be enjoying my time with my granddaughters and my daughter and my son. So I won't be going live. And so I'm going to be sharing a lot of past lives and videos on my community tab. So watch them if you haven't. Help Red out. So I still don't have enough watch time. They're doing it within a year. So it's going to like a year. Like today is December 9th. It goes to December 9th, 2023. And so that's how it goes. That's how it works. And yeah, it's not going up at the moment. So yeah, that's where we're at. But I'm still enjoying doing YouTube and glad I'm not a lifeguard and learning new things about myself and awakening. This is my awakening. So that's good. Yeah. So I'm going to pray for Elsa. Yeah, I said 27 poems. What was your guess? So I'm close to my guess. I said 26. Red's guess is 26, and then I'm like, I might as well say 27. Because it was what I did is double the 13. I said 13 before. And that's like one of my numbers too. I'm like, oh, okay, 27. So yeah, I said 27 poems. And I'm going to pray. Dear Lord, thank you for these friends and followers. Lord, please bless Brenda and be with her and her family and her husband and her kids and her grandkids, and bless her and be with her. Keep her safe as she travels. Please continue to be with Elsa and keep her safe and watch over her. Bless her children, her fur babies, and thank you for her. And thank you for my children and my grandchildren. I pray that you would be with my children, that you would show them that you are real, that they would know you are real, that they would know you love them, Lord, that they would know I love them. I just pray that you would be with all my children. I want them to be okay. I want them to be happy. Please bless my grandchildren. Thank you so much for them. Freya and Lily and Noah. And thank you that I'm going to see Claire and Freya and Lily for Christmas. Thank you that Ian's going. Give him a safe trip. Give me a safe trip. Please bless this country. Help us to stay informed and resist the evil things. Help us to write our Congress people and to stay involved and to stay vocal and speak out and resist. Lord, I pray that you would help us to write all our Congress people and tell them not to approve of these ridiculous cabinet picks that Trump is doing. Lord, help us to stay involved and resist and speak out for truth and justice and freedom and democracy. Thank you for this country, Lord. Please be with the people in Gaza and the people in Ukraine. Thank you so much for my church, Lord, and my pastor, Pastor Quinn, and the lovely people at the church I'm going to. Thank you for the people at my Coda group, Lord, and what a blessing they are, and my new friends. And thank you for blessing me so much, Lord. Thank you for my apartment, for my car. Thank you for the money from my parents. Thank my parents, Lord. I love them. And thank you for all that I'm learning about myself, and that my children are learning things about themselves. And please help them to deal with that and cope with that and grow from that. Just please help us to live your love, Lord, to love one another, to be kind to one another. Lord, help us to be in your word and do what it says. You said to love your neighbor, to love the foreigners, the outcasts, the people that are different than you, to love everybody and accept everybody. Hi, Brett. I was just praying and wrapping up. Please bless Brett and bless his channel and be with him. Oh, your number was 16. I almost stopped at 18. Lord, I pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Do you know how to drop a link, Brenda? I got a moderator, but does she know how to drop a link? Can you drop Brett's link? Brett, I just found out I might be autistic. I'm gonna let you go. And Brenda, can you drop Brett's link? I'll drop it. Are you going live? Did I share the Wicked song? Wait, let me see if I did. Oh, I did. Okay, good. But I was just done. I said 27 poems. Trying. I got it. If you don't, I got it. Okay, check out Brett's channel. And I'm going to let you go. Okay, guys, I'll be back Friday. I'm going to go back and listen to the sound on this. This mic was $30. I'm going to go back and listen to the sound on this and see how it is, if I'm going to get a mic or not. But this one didn't work, so I'm going to return it to Best Buy. And I'm going to let you go. I will see you on Friday for dinner with Red. So don't say that no one cares for you, because I do and God does too. Don't forget to pray for Red, because Red is praying for you. Bye.